And your host, Drew Dean's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for the Walking Dead universe, and in today's video, we're going to be doing another discussion topic video leading into the future years of the Walking Dead franchise. This one, we're going to talk about the Walking Dead Untitled crossover series, and when do we think this will eventually happen? Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe, and in today's video, we're going to be doing another discussion topic video for today. This one, we're going to talk about the Walking Dead crossover event series. We haven't really done many discussion topic videos on this show since it, was announced many months ago at New York Comic Con, or, well, roughly like 2-3 months ago. But we did get the announcement from Scott Gimple that there is a Untitled Walking Dead crossover series in the works. Now, with that, it kind of starts to set up some questions about The Walking Dead Ones Who Live, The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, The Walking Dead Dead City. How long are these shows going to go on for until this eventually happens? So that's what we're going to discuss in this video. Now, The Ones Who Live, I think, is definitely the biggest, wild card out of all of them, because this show right now is a limited series, and it's rumored to be, and again, there's no official confirmation, but it's pretty apparent that we're not going to get a second season of this show. Andrew Lincoln has said many times, we finished filming the 6-episode limited series for Rick and Michonne. There's been a lot of, times where they've sat there, they said that, not to mention, this was originally supposed to be 3 movies, and if each episode is an hour long, then that kind of adds up, So point being, The Walking Dead movies / The Walking Dead The Ones Who Live definitely, in my opinion, is probably only going to be 1 season, if I had to assume. Now, let's say that is the case, and let's say that is the direction that they go with it. Now let's also talk about Daryl Dixon and Dead City, because these ones have more plans than just 1. From what I heard Lauren Cohan say, she'd be alright with doing 4 to 5 seasons of Dead City. Now, do I see Dead City actually getting to that point? I could, as long as the story is good. We know that Daryl Dixon is at least locked in for 3 seasons because they're already discussing writing plans for a 3rd season. Not to mention season 2 is almost done filming. So we at least know that there's going to be 3 guaranteed seasons for Daryl Dixon. They've already been writing it. They've already been developing a 3rd season, so we know that that's going to happen. But after that, what are they going to do, right? So at least prediction-wise, this is what I see happening with these spinoffs. I picture 4 to 5 seasons at most. You can't do more than that, because they're only focused on a certain amount of characters in each show. You can't have Daryl Dixon or Negan and Maggie leading a show for like 10 seasons. There's just not enough of a cast there to make that work. But 4 to 5 seasons, really character focused, really making that work for a few more years while they prep this crossover series, I definitely think could make sense. And if we look at this objectively, and obviously a lot of things could change between now and then, but, in terms of just kind of a general idea, 2024 is going to be Daryl Season 2, Ones Who Live, and potentially Dead City Season 2. That one is potentially. But let's say that's the case. Then we've got 2025, that'd be like Season 3 and Season 3 of both shows. 2026, if they play their cards right, Season 4, Season 4. 2027, Season 5, if they make it to that point, keep in mind. So, relatively, if I'm really trying to think here, I feel like this crossover event series will be somewhere in between 2028 and 2030. Which is kind of embarrassing, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. Because, here's the thing. Yes, you get, the rest of this decade, probably, to get Walking Dead content. But these actors are getting old. I'm sorry. Somebody has to acknowledge it somewhere. Somebody has to address the elephant in the room. Lenny James has a full-on friggin' gray beard now. Same with Andrew Lincoln. Andrew Lincoln's beard is, white now. He's getting up there. Same with, Norman Reedus. His goatee is, white now. They're starting to age. They're starting to look old. I don't know if you could wait till 2030 to do this crossover event, I don't know if that's what they're going to do. I don't know if that's what they're planning. I don't know if that's how long Gimple plans to go with this. But at least at the very earliest that we would probably see this is 2027, 2028, and that's being generous. And let's say, and that's to say, like, if Daryl Dixon and Dead City stop after 4 seasons or 5 seasons, it'd be like 2028, maybe 2029, depending on how long it takes to develop. Also, there could be filming delays, stuff like that. But relatively, I'm expecting for this crossover series 2028 to 2030, which again, I'd be really curious to know how old the actors would look by that time. And again, it's no offense to them. It's just like they look old, man. Like, you can't wait that long to do something like this. Like, I don't want to be watching Rick with a friggin' cane going after Major General Beale, you know? Not to mention Major General Beale, same thing. The actor's in his 70s. Like, like, you don't really have all this crazy amount of time before they start looking really old and it starts to look ridiculous, right? So again, it's no offense to the actors. I just hope that they don't wait too long and drag out these spin-off shows. To be honest, if it was me deciding, I would say 3 seasons of each show, Dead City, Daryl Dixon, make them fun little mini shows, 3 seasons each, and then get to this crossover, 2 more seasons of Dead City and Daryl, the next 2 years, that's fine, that's all right, and then after that, get to this crossover series. And here's the thing. With Rick and Michonne, I don't think this is going to be a problem in terms of Daryl Dixon, because I do think that we will see Rick appear in Daryl Dixon. I've said that for many, many months now. I definitely think that Rick will not be absent in the franchise after Ones Who Live. I think that he will go to the Daryl spinoff, and I think we will get some Rick content in the Daryl show. I think we will get Ones Who Live, then Daryl and Dead City will start going for a couple more years. Rick will be in the Daryl show so that we still have Rick content of some way, shape or form. And then we will start planning this big endgame crossover event, whatever you want to call it, and we will wrap up the CRM storyline. And hopefully, in my opinion, the Walking Dead franchise, because again, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Dan, this franchise will never die. It'll go on until, 2040s and stuff like that. I just don't see enough of an audience. I don't see millions of people going around watching Walking Dead anymore. Not like back in the early days. I see, about 1 million people consistently keeping up, if that, at this point, Like, Walking Dead universe is not what it used to be in terms of popularity. It's definitely not. And I don't see a scenario where they could get 20 more years of this franchise. I really don't. And again, it's nothing against it. I don't think we will really get that, At least not of the original cast. At least not of, Rick and Daryl and Michonne and all these people. And I hate to tell you guys, when those characters are wrapped up, when those characters are done, I don't really think there's going to be a lot of interest there for a lot of people to continue to watch something else, to watch a new generation of characters. Like, I don't think there's going to be enough of an interest there. I will watch it because, I'm ride or die with Walking Dead till the end, but a lot of people will not do that. So I think it's definitely a wise decision to wrap up this franchise at the latest with at least Rick and Daryl in our core group at least by 2030. And I'm trying to be generous. I'm trying to give them, that's still like 7 some years. Like, they got time. They do got time. So if that's what they're aiming for, then I hope it goes good. I hope they wrap it up well. I hope the crossover event is good. I hope it's the ending that we've been waiting for, because for darn sure the original Walking Dead show did not end all the characters and did not end all of their storylines. Hopefully this crossover event can be the closest thing to any Walking Dead fan will have to an actual ending, an actual, like, unofficial season 12, if you will. That's what I'm hoping we get for this crossover series, and I'm hoping it pays off in a few years when we eventually see this, which is, in my prediction and in my opinion, I think it'll be in a few years. I think it'll be, 2027 at the earliest to 2030 at the latest. That's when we'll see this. And I think for the next few years, Gimple definitely should really make sure every piece of the writing for that crossover event is as flawless can get. We need a phenomenal ending to the Walking Dead core cast. I'm talking Rick, Michonne, Daryl, etc. And if we don't, then I feel like that's really going to mess with this franchise. So definitely hope that they do this right. Definitely hope that this goes well. Thank you all for watching. And of course, if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button to not miss any other videos of The Walking Dead. Be sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos of The Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.